Right, welcome back. Now we're going to look at a quadratic inequality. Suppose you are asked to solve x squared plus 2x is less than and equal to 8. When you read this question, you realize it is not in standard form. This equation is not in standard form, so you have to bring it to standard form. X squared plus 2x minus 8 is less than and equal to 0. This is now in standard form. So that is in standard form. Now it is in standard form, you have to factorize. So you will factorize x plus 4 into x minus 2 is less than and equal to 0. So you got to know your quadratic factorization very well. You have that. Now you will find what is called critical values. So we'll say x plus 4 is equal to 0, x is equal to minus 4. X minus 2 is equal to 0, x is equal to 2. So you take those two brackets, equate them to 0, so you call these critical values. You have two critical values. In other words, they are your x-intercepts for that parabola. X squared plus 2x minus 8 is a parabola. So these are really the x-intercepts. They are x-intercepts. But we use the word critical values because we can use these numbers on a table and also get the answers. So when you're using them on a table, they are not x-intercepts, they are critical values. So first let's do it the parabola way. Now if we have to do this the parabola way, we are going to draw the parabola. So here is a parabola. Again, it is a rough sketch. There's your x, there's your y. You're going to plot negative 4. So negative 4 is going to be somewhere here. Positive 2 is going to be somewhere there. And negative 8 is going to be somewhere here. And you can actually work out that the axis of symmetry is actually negative 4 plus 2 will give you negative 2. Negative 2 divided by 2 will give you negative 1. So your axis of symmetry is negative 1. So this graph will come down from 2, pass through 8, come down somewhere here and then turn. It'll come down from 4 and join up there and go up there. So don't worry about the graph being 100%. It's a rough sketch. There's a graph drawn. Now we go back and study. The sign here is less than and equal to 0. So in other words, we're talking about negative y values. So in this graph, all the y values that are negative are here, firstly, right through to some way down here. So, but to make your life easy, instead of explaining it like that, we say that, look, if it's less than and equal to 0, look below x-axis. So if you look at the graph below x-axis, you'll be looking at the graph here. You'll be looking at the graph here, where I'm coloring it in red. Now, for all these x values, the graph is negative. In other words, the y values are negative for this portion of the graph. So to cut a long story short, less than and equal to 0, look below the graph, below the x-axis. So we're looking below the x-axis. Therefore, the answer will be from here to there. For those x values, this red part of the graph exists. Now let's see, do you have an equal to sign? Yes. So this is included, the -4 is included, the 2 is included, and the -4 is included. So the answer is from here till there. Sorry, don't worry about that dot. So the answer is from -4 to 2. So how do you write this answer? You'll say, well, x is less than and equal to 2, and x is greater than and equal to -4. See, x is equal to 2 and less. X is equal to -4 and greater. X is greater than -4. X is less than 2. And it's equal to because the equal to is in the question. Now that's using the parabola. Right? So, while we're on this topic, let's finish this. So if a question is talking about greater than, then you'll have to look above the parabola. So let's take an example where, well, let's just do another example and then we'll come to a different sign. Let's do another example, number 2. Solve -x² plus 4 is less than 0. So what you're really doing is you're drawing the graph of y is equal to -x² plus 4. Once again, now when you look at this, it's a little bit uneasy or difficult to factorize this. So what you'll say, let me multiply by -1 on both sides. If I multiply by -1 on both sides, this will become x², that will become -4. The verb will change, and -1 times 0 is still 0. So that question becomes x² minus 4 is greater than 0. Once again, you factorize. X plus 2 into x minus 2 is greater than 0. Then you find your critical values. Now I won't do everything step by step. X is equal to -2 or x is equal to 2. From there you get x is equal to -2. From there you get x is equal to 2. Now we have to draw the graph. Now, just a rough sketch. There's your x, there's your y. X is 2 is here. X is, now remember, we're working with this one now, right? We're working with this one, okay? We're working with this x² minus 4. So there's your -2, and this is -4. That's -4. So, and the graph turns here also. Now from your knowledge of parabola, you know all that, so I'm not going to teach you everything about parabolas now. So there's, now let's see what the question, we're working with this part, right? We're working with this, what it says. It says find greater than 0. Greater than 0 means look at the graph that is above the x-axis. Look at the graph that is above the x-axis. Now this graph is above the x-axis for all these values of x, but it does not include 2, so I put a circle there. This graph exists for all these values of x, so I'll have to go this way, But remember, it does not include minus 2. So the answer here will be x is less than minus 2. All these numbers are less than minus 2. So x is less than minus 2. On this side, x is greater than 2. On this side, x is less than minus 2. On this side, x is greater than 2. And these two pieces of the answers will remain separate like that. They cannot be combined. And of course, we're supposed to say x an element of real numbers. Even here, we're supposed to say x an element of real numbers. All right, we'll move on to a few more examples.